So I'm in an interesting situation right now where I have a race in a couple of weeks. Not a race that I'd forgotten about, I knew about it. Triathlon, Bristol, the race that kind of started the channel really all those years ago, where I was sort of aiming to better my time from 2015 or whatever. And then it didn't happen, and then we had COVID, then Bex was ill, and all the other things that went alongside it. Evening. And last year I raced it. I did the sprint distance, and I'd raced it, so, you know, whatever, I was 100 and something kilos, yeah, just got around, had a lush day, it was brilliant. But obviously things are a bit different this year. I'm in a lot better shape, but I'm not really ready. Gives me a bit of a dilemma. However, I need to backtrack a bit because I haven't swum much and I went for a swim.
I might not be wearing my dry robe, but I assure you I have just been for a swim. I thought with Bristol 2-3 weeks out and having not swum for a couple of years, I should probably really get back into getting some endurance going. I'm not going to get quicker, I just need to get used to swimming again. It's noticeable, the gym work that I've been doing the last couple of months, how much difference that makes. Filming something down here again. They often film down here in Cleveland, lots of productions happening. Actually down in the lake today, they cordon off a little bit of it. No idea what production it is this time, but Bristol Film and Television and Film Services are back again.
So the swim was good, and last week I went out and did, well, it was a progression run, if I'm honest. I'll be honest, it was a progression run. Look at these splits. It was a progression run. I went and ran 5k and came in like a mid 23, can't remember the exact time, 23 something. Better than I thought. I mean, considering at the start of the year, 6 months ago, I was struggling to run for 90 seconds 10 times, or was it 60 seconds times 10 with 90 seconds recovery, whatever it was a bloody struggle. And now I can run like that, which is amazing. So the run I'm not worried about. The swim, nah, we'll see. I've got a couple of weeks to get some more swimming in. And now on to the bike. Now, first dilemma that I've got, first choice, this is where I need your help, comments below. First choice I've got is whether to race sprint or Olympic. Now, Olympic is the distance I love the most. It's the only true tri-distance really that's long, that's correct. I think when you get to half distance, they compromise the swim, and when you get to full distance, they compromise the swim. It doubles from sprint to Olympic, and then it doubles for the bike and the run for half and full distance, but not the swim, which I think is not on. So for me, Olympic's amazing. It's that 2-hour race, and not that I'd be racing anywhere near 2 hours at the moment. We're in near a 2:20, 2:30, but it's the perfect distance in my opinion. It's the one I love the most, and I've got very close to running sub 40 before on the 10k, but I'm not there. So do I race the sprint? Do I race the Olympic? That's the first dilemma. I know I could probably actually race the sprint pretty hard, but it's a closed road race for the bike, and the bike's awesome. And I know it's my strongest discipline, so I could probably do quite well on that, but I think I'd suffer trying to get that endurance for 1500 meters in the swim. 40k bike would be okay, and I think I'd really die on the run. I think I'd probably take more than 50 minutes. So, do I actually race the sprint this year again and actually give it some beans and see how I get on? So that's the first dilemma, and then focus hard next year on the Olympic and see how I get on. Dilemma number one. So dilemma 2 comes down to this bike really. I think, well, I'm pretty certain the last time I actually climbed on this bike and clipped in was in 2021 for the TT stage of the Grand Tour. I didn't touch it at all last year. I rode everything, including the Bristol Triathlon, on my road bike because it felt very comfortable and I was very out of shape. And riding a TT bike like this when you're 100 kilos is not very pleasant. It's still pretty uncomfortable when you're just over 90 kilos. So the question is, right chaps, the question is really, do I ride this bike or the road bike? The road bike is very comfortable. It's fast, it's aero for what it is, but it's not as fast as this. I mean, to give you some sort of context, I'm currently doing 36 kilometers an hour and I'm putting out 160 watts. That's considerably less wattage than it would be on my road bike. Simple as that, it's faster. But in the past I've got on the TT bike at the beginning of the season, and after 2 or 3 minutes in this position, my shoulders have felt like I've been on an Iron Maiden. Very unpleasant, very, very painful. 20 minutes I've been riding in this position now and it all feels fine. And I wonder whether, again, as with the swimming, whether that's got anything to do with the strength and conditioning work that I've been doing. But it doesn't stop very well, this bike. Had a few, not hairy moments, because straight and flat out here on the moors, but it's pretty uncomfortable. Anyone that's ridden a TT bike will agree and know that they're pretty uncompromising. They go very fast in a straight line forwards.
Right, to be fair, you get the gist. Even my bike computer was bored with me waffling on, but essentially I've got a couple of options. I can either sprint or Olympic distance, and I can ride my road bike or my TT bike. And really, the problem that I've got is that as good as I feel at the minute, I'm in the shape of years. I haven't felt this good mentally, physically, in terms of strength, fitness, everything. I haven't felt like this for as long as I can genuinely remember. However, I'm not specifically race fit for anything. I've got a triathlon coming up. I haven't swum for ages, and the closest thing I've come to a brick session was this weekend just gone, when I made the living room go from looking like this to this. Sure, the bike and the run will be absolutely fine, but I think 40k and 10k back to back is going to be a real challenge, especially considering following weekend I've got Grit Fest. Now again, something else that I'm in the bike shape probably of my life actually. I don't think I've been as strong as I am at the moment. I'm certainly creeping up to faster or second fastest times on climbs since 2015. And I've got this gravel bike weekend festival thing. Haven't ridden gravel for ages. Bike is in not great condition at the minute. I don't know how that's going to be. And then a few days after that, I've got to go and try and ride 400k. Well, I can't even remember the last time I rode 100k. I can probably do it. We'll see how we get on. But as fit as I am and as good as I feel, I'm not specifically fit for any of these challenges that I've got coming up. So that's the dilemma I've got. I think the sensible option is to go sprint, distance and TT bike, and just suffer the 20k on the bike and hopefully rely on the turnaround points when I have to get out the saddle to hopefully ease any shoulder issues that I might have. But that's where I'm at the minute. But everything else aside, I know I haven't made loads of videos recently, but I have got loads of things in my head that I need to get around to making. Changing a few things around in this room, and so yeah, loads going on with DIY and still up in the air with work and everything else, but the videos are still going to keep coming. I've still got Bristol Triathlon coming up, which I'll make a video about, then I've got Grit Fest, and then hopefully this longest day. We'll see how we get on, see how far I can ride on the longest day. I think that's probably going to be the best compromiser, aiming at 400k, and we'll see how much that 400k I can do. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. It just feels good to get a video out and to touch base with you guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the notifications bell, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the bell so that the videos that I do make come out. Leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. TT bike, road bike, sprint distance, Olympic distance. Is there anything that you think I absolutely need to make sure I do before Grit Fest? And in the meantime, until I see you on the next video, take really good care of yourselves.